Hi, this is Christine Venus Astrology, here with your daily astrology delivery. Okay. So, today we have the moon at 2 degrees of Cancer. So, moon is what governs our emotions, our feelings, our internal self. It's our environment. The moon is a reflection of how, of our internal self, basically. So the moon is in Cancer. That's its home sign. So it's where it's most comfortable. Most comfortable, not exalted as it is in Taurus, but most comfortable. So that moon in Cancer will have us feeling more nostalgic. Just came to me, that word, but it's more about like wanting to have emotional contentment, and that can be through whatever ways you find where you feel safe, where you feel comforted, where you can care and nurture for yourself, where you can tune into your feelings and emotions and what your needs are, your emotional needs. So that moon in Cancer really helps us to tune in, tap into ourselves. It's an intuitive sign, it's a water sign, and it can be emotional and over-emotional and over-dramatic and things like that as well. But it's really about tuning into the self and listening to the self and listening to the body and like the gut instinct and the intuitive messages that come through. So when we care and nurture ourselves and look after ourselves and mother ourselves, then that's when we can really tune in and hear and listen to what our inner feelings and inner guidance system is telling us. It's a psychic, intuitive energy, so it's like giving us messages, helping us to tune in and tap in to the subtle energies. So then we can look at the moon as like our unconscious mind, and then when the sun is our conscious self. So the unconscious energies that are at play is the moon, and our moon sign, our moon energy is what holds that. It's what's ruling. It's sort of like what is emotionally driving us. So the sun today is in that Leo at 2 degrees. So the sun and moon are in their home position. So the sun, the king, is in his home position of Leo, and the moon, the queen, she is in her home position of Cancer. So it's a great day, those two energies, to be in their home signs. That's really, really positive and really good for us. But for moving, towards what we want on a soul level with the sun, and on an emotional heart level too, from both of those signs, because they both rule our inner selves, our hearts, our souls, our emotions, our feelings, what we desire, what we want, and what makes us happy. That sun is very much trying to, this month, over the next month while it's in Leo, is really wants us to find our happiness and our vitality, what gives us energy and lights us up, and being confident and brave and courageous, and being able to just like do the things we love and not do the things that we don't love. Basically, that's having courage to do the things and go after the things we want. So what else is at play today with the energies? So we've got the moon and sun are in a semi-sextile, which is quite nice. Like they're both at exactly 2 degrees right now. The moon will meet with Venus today, so in Cancer. So that is quite nice. Later this afternoon, tonight probably. So the moon meeting with Cancer will be able to tune in and tap in and feel into our emotions and feelings when it comes to our relationships and what we value and what we we may be able to find some pleasure as well, because these two feminine energies coming together can help us tune in and tap into what we value, what we love, what we want, and help us to, if we can tap into the energy of that self-care and nurture of ourselves, of the moon in Cancer, and that Cancer energy of Venus, it's really can be some nice energy for finding some pleasure through self-care and looking after ourselves and doing nice things for ourselves. We could be having a bath, that water sign energy, indulging and Cancer and Venus energy, it could be indulging by having a nice meal, cooking, finding the pleasurable things in food, in being at home and family, or in through like cooking and through the pleasures of like having a bath, or sensual things, because Venus does like things that are pleasurable. So that Cancer energy does like to relax as well, and just hide away and have its safe own time as well. So it could be that is like just having that time to the self to do what really nurtures you and makes you happy and what you value, making time for what you value. It can be a really good time for relationships and being able to tune into how our relationships and how we're feeling, how the other person's feeling, and to tune into what is other, the love languages. So like what others are wanting and needing within relationships, and what we're wanting and needing as well. So it can be really pleasurable, these two coming together. We can have our needs met through our relationships, or through our self-worth and self-care and self-love. We can really tap into that energy today and honor that. We also will have, that is also currently still in a square with Jupiter. So that energy is really wanting us to see where, and that moon moving there too, the emotions will start to come in. We'll really start to feel that intense feelings about really finding, tapping into, tuning into, moving towards what we value, what we want, how we can find pleasure, how we can find emotional contentment, how we can value ourselves as well. It's very much about self-worth and self-conscious and valuing ourselves when we're talking about Aries energy, and then we're talking about that Venus and moon together. So it's like tuning into our needs and what we need and what we desire and what we want, and moving past the obstacles and the restrictions and whatever's holding us back from being able to do that and care and nurture ourselves. And also making us show up for ourselves too, this energy, so that we can have expansion and growth when we do care and nurture ourselves and show up for ourselves. If we don't do that, then have a good foundation in somewhere that's supportive, and relationships that are supportive, and values that are in alignment with our expansion and our growth, and within our wisdom, our internal wisdom. This is like our internal guidance system too, being triggered in a sense, or because these are beneficial energies too, so it's just pushing us in a positive way to see where we can have what we want through, we have to look after ourselves first. Jupiter is also going to go into retrograde very shortly, so that's going to see us going back over the last 6 months or 6 months or so, and getting a refresh on the last 6 months, in the sense when it goes direct again. So it's like things that didn't happen over the last 6 months that you wanted to or thought would happen or have been delayed could possibly come up again, or the energy could, once Jupiter goes, it's going to go retrograde first back into Pisces, but once it goes direct again at the end of the year, towards the end of the year, then we get a redo of the last 6 months in a sense. So whatever you've been working on could start to really come into fruition towards the end of the year if you keep working at it. And the retrograde's always about reviewing, redoing, reviewing, rethinking, reevaluating, everything. And when it's Jupiter, it's about our expansion, our growth, our wisdom, our abundance, and our gifts, and also where we learn and grow. It's very much big about that. So there could be some big, and could be lessons too. Seeing us today being able to see the lessons where we've had to have hard growth, or where we're having some hard growth or expansion, but it's bringing us lessons that are really teaching us something to bring wisdom so that we can have abundance. And then Mercury and Jupiter are even going to start to have a conversation there in building up. Well, they've already been trining, so Mercury's moving out of that trine too. So, yeah, Mercury's helping us to really get our mind focused and see the bigger picture and see how we can have abundance and growth the last few days, and see where and to really tap into our wisdom too, our inner wisdom, and be more wise in our mindset and our planning. So yes, and then we've also got Mars and Mercury here building up to a square as well. So that's going in over the next day or two. So that's going to bring some. Squares are intense, so it's going to bring some restrictions, some lessons, some boundaries up, or we need to detour in some way when it comes to what we're building and working towards with that Mars and Taurus, what we're slowly working towards our future, and what we're manifesting and all that in regards to our plans and our abilities and our confidence and stuff like that as well coming up. And it's to do with our happiness as well. It's like, are we really on the right track of what makes us happy, and are we really surrounding ourselves with what makes us happy, so that we can really build something that's from like a soul level, a soul purpose. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that for today. Take care, and I will talk to you tomorrow, and have a great day. Bye. Make sure you follow, subscribe, all the things. Thanks. Take care.